Howdy, folks. Welcome back. It is a new interview with The Warning that just dropped. Well, it's not too new. It's like a month old or so. It's when they were in Munich on their European tour in April, I believe. And it's a radio interview, but it just dropped on YouTube. And I played the first couple seconds, and it's in English. At least he's introducing them or welcoming them in English. So I won't have to worry about subtitles, even though it looks like there is captioning, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But I am very curious to see what they're saying to the interview circuit during this tour and what they have new to say. I've seen plenty of interviews from 2022, 2023. I think this is the first one. No, wait a minute. The Women Who Rock was 2024, right? But this is most recent, so I'm really curious. Let's give it a listen, see what's going on here.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks
for coming at this hour of the day.
It's perfect.
Oh, come on, it's not too much rock and roll, but
apparently early in the morning.
It's cool that you guys are here, and I think things are going really, really well right now for you. You got a new record coming up.
Yes, we
we're
do.
very excited about it.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Of course. Well, it comes out June 28th.
Yeah.
It's called Keep Me Fed. And it was so chaotic recording it.
How come?
Because we did it last year, and it was like in between tours. We would just like go. We toured Europe for the first time ever at that point, and then we came back, and then we just like wrote a lot, and then we left again for another tour, and then we recorded for a week, and then left again, and then again. No, it was like super chaotic. Crazy. Yeah. But it was fun. Different experience.
I knew from previous interviews and videos that they had been doing stuff in between their tours, in between their shows. I actually kind of didn't know for sure if they had recorded the whole album in one sitting at some point, because I didn't know when they'd have time to do that. But Danny seems to be indicating here that they recorded for the album songs individually at various points as well. So, okay, cool. It's good to know. I mean, is that common? I'm not in the music industry. I don't know anything about the music industry really, other than just as a listener. Are albums typically recorded, if anybody knows, typically recorded these days or forever in one sitting? Because you always hear those like behind the music sort of things, where you watch those documentaries, and they're always like going to the studio for a month or 2 months or whatever they're doing for recording an album. And I know that they did that for Error. The Warning did. I'm just wondering if it's a common practice to record a song here, a song there, a song here, a song there. I know that sometimes smaller bands have to do that because they can't always afford the studio time. So they have to, whatever they can afford, they go and record that. And then later on when they can afford more, they go record. I know that smaller bands will do that sometimes. But I'm just curious that an established band like The Warning, is that a common thing? I don't know. I'm asking anybody out there who knows the industry.
Experience.
Do you, now that, pretty much the whole world is got to have a close look at you, did you feel any pressure making up the new songs, recording everything?
I feel like for the first time, at least for me personally in my career, I am feeling a certain pressure to like prove that like we deserve to be where we are and we deserve to have these dreams and work for them, et cetera, et cetera. Not only like in the songwriting, but like in the festivals that we're playing right now, these opportunities that are coming up. It's like, I feel like we really have to prove that we play well enough to be there. But thankfully we've been working really hard to actually like prove that. And we're very proud of what we did on this album and playing it live right now. We just started our European headlining tour and we've been playing these new songs live, some of them that have been coming out. Yeah. And you can feel that difference, that step that we've taken, not only like musically, but like in our show. And you can see that reaction with the fans. So hopefully people really...
I just noticed Holly and Pao are the two wearing sunglasses. And I remember that after movie where Pao says, I'm not wearing sunglasses because I'm hungover. She said, I'm wearing them because I don't have any makeup on. I'm wondering if that's the case here, since it's early in the morning, that they're both wearing the sunglasses because they don't have any makeup on.
We love this new album.
How, you guys, you recorded pretty much and pretty fast. I mean, you had a record out in 2022. I think you had an EP in between somewhere, and now you have a bunch of singles.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're touring all the time.
Yeah.
How does it work when you guys write songs? Do you do this amongst yourselves to go like, I got this one, I got this, and you figure this out? Or do you have somebody else coming in and go like,
Usually we were used to writing amongst ourselves only, but this last record we did a little bit more of experimenting, and we wrote with a lot of people.
I wonder, because obviously all the songs haven't come out. I've heard this before about them writing with everybody. Sorry, Danny, for interrupting. I kind of wonder if there's going to be any songs on this new album that are just the three of them, like in the past. Have there been any? Oh, I need to go check that. I don't think so. I think all the ones that have been released as singles have had a co-writer of some one or more co-writers.
To kind of get the sense of what the album was gonna be.
Yeah.
And precisely because we were touring around everywhere, we got to meet a lot of people. And once we were already there where they were from, we were like, hey, let's get together and write something. So that's...
Who did you write with?
Oh, a lot of people. But one of them was Dan Lancaster. He's touring with Muse right now. And
we met him on the
amazing.
Muse tour.
Yeah, we met him on the Muse tour. He's a producer for Bring Me the Horizon and a lot of very cool bands. Writing with him was very, very cool. Also, our own producer we wrote with a lot, Anton DeLost. He's from Canada. He's such a creative person, and we loved working on this record with him. And oh my God, no, a lot of people.
Yeah. I wish I could have the list.
Yeah,
but we
to, name them
we had
all.
2-week writing trips, and we would write with 2 different people every day.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way for me to remember all
Heard that before,
of
but that's
them.
crazy.
But they were all great people, and we learned so much from writing with other people because we were really used to just doing it ourselves, and that was it. So opening up yourself to these new experiences in writing was an adventure for sure.
That's how did you come up with the record title?
Oh, it was actually the last thing we came up with. We had all the songs, and I was like, "What's the album gonna be called?" But it's actually a lyric in one of the other songs.
I don't think we've ever said this. I feel kind of weird saying it. Yeah, because that song is not out. It will not be.
Well, it shouldn't feel weird about saying it because it's been true in 21st Century Blood. It was the name of a song. And actually, it was a lyric too, right? 21st Century Blood was said in the song. Queen of the Murder Scene, name of a song, and I'm pretty sure she says Queen of the Murder Scene. Or Queen, yeah. Murder Queen. Maybe she doesn't say Queen of the Murder Scene as a lyric. But anyway, Error, not only the name of name of a song. I'm the error inside, so I guess the word error is used there too. So it's not a shocker that "Keep Me Fed" is in a lyric in one of the songs. I'm kind of surprised. Wait a minute, now I need to go double check again. God, my memory is horrible, guys. I was going to say that I don't think they have an actual song because the song titles have been released. You can find them. There was a little mini game you could play to get them, and I don't think "Keep Me Fed" was one of the song titles. So this would be the first case of an album, if that's true, if my memory's holding true, the first case of a Warning album that the title is not also a title track. Don't hold me to that. I need to go double check.
Until the album comes out.
Oh, okay.
But oh my God, we had never said this out loud. Yes.
It kind of slipped.
Yeah, we haven't had proper ooh, what are we going to talk about the album? But yes, it's a lyric in one of the songs. It's very hidden, but it really encapsulates what the whole album's about and what we were dealing with at the time, what we were living through. So we're just very excited for people to hear that song.
Exactly.
Be on the lookout for the title.
They have to find it.
Yeah, they have to find it.
That's something I hadn't really considered. I'm just trying to go back a little bit. Pao was commenting on how this it's what they were going through, and then they talked about how they wrote it in between all of their tour dates. No wonder this album is filled with things like "Hell You Call a Dream," where they're really talking about this. A lot of the songs we talked about are like unhealthy relationships, things that you get stuff out of, but other people get stuff out of, and it's not healthy, and things like that. "Hell You Call a Dream," of course, very well known to be really kind of talking about what it's like to be on tour. Very interesting that's how it came about, and that's cool. I mean, because Error, they had a lot of time in 2020, or even before they started writing some of the songs, I'm sure. to really kind of think about society and culture, and that's why all of that theme of that album was what it was. So they've really had time to sit down and think about the entire album before, and as they wrote stuff. But this one's just, they're living it, and of course they've always said that that's where songs come from them is what they've read, what they've experienced, what they see around them. So that's kind of cool. I'm sorry, it's like a light bulb moment for me. It's like, duh, of course. It would have this theme if that's when they wrote it, in between all their tour dates.
Excited people to hear that song.
Exactly.
Like, be on the lookout for the title.
They have to
and the
find
songs.
it.
Yeah, they have to find it.
We'll look.
All right. How's the tour going?
It's going great. We're entering week 2, so we're still
Yes.
kind of like in the middle. of
Every
it all.
I just have to go with we'll look for the title thing. The fact that they're saying that means that it's not going to be "Keep Me Fed" just written in text in the lyrics, I imagine, at least not in English. Could be Spanish. Maybe they're throwing in more French, or maybe it's a Japanese thing, like like from Queen of the Murder Scene. I'm going to guess that maybe it's in another language if if we have to look for it, right? Because otherwise, it would be right there in front of us if it's just a regular lyric.
All right. How's the tour going?
It's going great. We're entering week 2. So we're still
Yes.
kind of like in the middle. of
Every
it
show
all.
has been sold out, and every show forward is also sold out. It's a completely sold out tour, and it's our first headlining tour in Europe. So that is absolutely insane to us. We feel very grateful. Because again, we are 3 sisters from Monterrey, Mexico, and like being on the other side of the world and having our first tour be
The old world.
so yes, exactly. And we're playing almost for the same amount of people that we play for in our own country. Like, these are a lot of people that have been waiting for us to come here to their countries, to their cities. And it is just very inspiring to see that people are waiting for your music and waiting to share that live.
I love how Ali's just being Ali. she has a shared mic with Pao, but it's pointed towards Pao, and Ali's fine with that. She's just like, okay.
So it's been going great. Today we play here in Munich.
Yes.
It's our first time here, and we're very, very excited about it.
Isn't it just slightly unfortunate that the record's not out yet? I know you're going to be back soon here in Europe,
Yes,
but
very
that the record's not out yet, and you still, you kind of want to play all those new songs, but I guess you got to hold back a little, right?
Of course, but we actually released like 5 singles of
I know,
already.
yeah.
So like, we're
And
having a lot of fun.
We
with
haven't
that.
had time to rehearse anything from the new album because we've been touring so much. We finished recording the album in December. And we released the singles in February.
Yeah.
So we haven't had time at all to prepare ourselves. So we're rehearsing in the sound checks. So I don't feel too sad about it because we're about to come back to Europe in July.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing a lot of festivals. So we're going to be playing those new songs there. I don't feel too sad about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I remembered that I watched the video that made you kind of famous playing Metallica back then, but I forgot about it until I think yesterday, when I just read through your data and everything. I go like, oh, I'm gonna look at this. I totally forgot about the video, and then I remembered that I saw that before, and now I go like, oh my god, it was you. This is you. And I was like so dumbstruck, really. But because I am dumb, yeah, it's true. But from the time on, I mean, you guys were on a constant roller coaster, right? Did you? And as you said, your schedule is full and busy and over the top. Do you? In all those years now, 10 years or so, did you guys have Did you have time to
Are they going to say the pandemic?
reflect just for a little bit of what just happened?
No, well, it was insane because you lived through a lot of stuff that you couldn't process at that moment.
Yeah.
I think it was until maybe last year where we celebrated 10 years as a band, where we were actually like 10 years. What? And we kind of just like looked back on everything that happened for a little bit, and it was so emotional because it's like we've been through so much since we were little kids, playing Metallica covers, and now this is gonna be our 4th album as a band of original music, so it's totally insane. And right now we're in Germany, like
It's just insane to see how things have evolved.
Yeah.
But yeah, at that time, of course, we didn't we didn't see the magnitude of what was going on. We didn't know what a viral video was. We were just happy that we were getting attention and that we were able to play live and share music and stuff.
I love what Pal said about that in a previous documentary interview. How at the time it's good for them that at the time that their video went viral, they didn't understand the real ramifications of that or the magnitude of that, and they just kept doing what they wanted to do. And then she said if they had realized it, that would have been really it would be different. It would have been kind of scary. It would have been a lot different. I love it when she said that.
Just happy that we were getting attention and that we were able to play live and share music and stuff like that. But now that I think about it, having a viral video is like, especially at that time, right now it's a little bit more common. Yeah. But back then it was, and it completely changed our lives. Completely, a 180. So yes, of course we didn't were able to see that when we were 15, 13, and 10. No.
More or less.
Yeah, just the funny question, but did you guys finish school? Or did you go like, nah, I'm viral now?
No.
Don't need to.
School. Yeah, we finished mandatory school. Yeah.
Yes. We did until high school, and it was very on and off and on and off. We were touring, we were recording, we were doing all these things. Yeah. But finishing our education was really important. Okay. Especially to my parents, it was like, no. You're going to study. So, yes.
Of course.
Since you guys are from Mexico, there's only a fraction of Mexican music and rock music coming over here, reaching the old world and Germany and what have you. But then again, from all those bands that we know, and it's only, I think, is Maná from Mexico?
Yes.
And then Molotov is probably from Mexico?
Yes, correct.
Café Tacuba, no.
Yes.
Oh, they are, okay.
Yeah, those are the three biggest Mexican rock.
See, that's all.
That's all I know. Yeah.
But
that's more than I know.
All those bands, I think, they try, on purpose or not, to include some of their Latino roots. I think you don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are straight rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's not something that maybe we do on purpose or not, but being Mexican, I think it's part of our blood of who we are, and it's gonna be integrated in our music somehow.
And I mean that we definitely don't add marimbas and maracas and mariachi stuff into our sound. It is not something that we actively do in our music, but sometimes little things
doesn't
we
mean
do
they won't
use
ever.
Some type of Mexican percussion in some things, but we don't showcase it maybe as much in our music, but we do have songs in Spanish.
It's not, I'm not judging you by no means. I just found it interesting.
Yeah. And it's different type of rock. At the end of the day, rock is such a big genre, and Maná, Molotov, and Café Tacuba are all part of different subgenres in themselves. So for us to be just mentioned in the same sentence as them is pretty exciting to us. We're very happy about that. And for us, the way that we represent our culture is just by being here and saying that we're from Mexico and just showcasing that there's a very big variety of how we can represent our culture and our own country's music in different ways.
I will be completely brutally honest with you guys. What Pau is saying about just representing the fact that they are from Mexico and playing what they play and who they are and stuff. I will credit. I'm an American, California, surrounded by Mexican Americans, obviously, because California's got a large population of Mexican Americans. I have never really given much thought to how to phrase this right. I've thought about Mexico. That's not what I'm trying to say. I've always thought of Mexico as just this foreign country that's south of us. I've never really thought too much about the population, the people, the society, the culture. I've never really thought much about that. Obviously, we're taught some of the history, old history, conquistadors and all that stuff, and Mexican-American War and things like that. So there's some things we learn in history, but I've never really thought about the people and the culture and the society until I discovered The Warning. These ladies just opened my eyes, and through them, I've been interacting with the fandom, with the Warning Army, on Patreon, interacting with other patrons who are from Mexico or from other Latin American countries. It's opened my eyes about the society and the culture and things that where I'm seeing so much we have in common that I never even thought about before. It's not like I thought, it's not like I ever had any negative thoughts about Mexico. I just didn't have any thoughts. It was just there. And I want to credit them for that. I really, and I've said before in another interview that I am trying. I haven't been serious about it yet, but I'm thinking about trying. I want to learn some Spanish. And I've never had that desire before until these ladies have shown me this broader culture. So anyway, I'm sorry. I shouldn't go off on me when I'm trying to watch them, but just what their impact was to me, and amongst others, there's a broad impact, but I really appreciate that they opened my eyes a bit.
Great. You guys, I think you toured or you opened up.
I just want to remember what he said.
Like
great
our own
about.
country's music in different ways.
Great. You guys, I think you toured or you opened up shows for Guns N' Roses, and you toured with Muse and all those great bands and big and huge bands. But on the other hand, some of those bands are bands that I grew up with.
Yeah.
How in your age do you perceive those bands such as Guns N' Roses? I mean, Muse is a younger band, okay, but like Guns N' Roses, I mean, do you go up and go like, well, Axl Rose looks really old, or do you go like, no, it's okay, it's timeless music? How do you perceive that?
Yeah, well, definitely we grew up with that music as well, but we grew up with the notion of it's our dad's music, you know?
Yeah, it must.
So yeah, definitely we love it and we appreciate it, and it's, oh my God, it's iconic. We love everything. That's why we
and more
with
than
those
anything,
covers.
like opening up for these bands have been like, oh my God, we're opening for these iconic rock bands that really influenced what we do now. Because they influence the genre itself. So of course it's going to have an impact on us in one way or another. And more than anything, it was like, these people are idols. Like they're very important rock figures. People who don't know anything of rock know who these bands are, who these people are. Yeah. So being just a part of that for some shows was just incredible.
That's crazy. Is it a curse or a blessing for you to be sisters?
Definitely a blessing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's no escape.
Yes, there is no escape.
That's
you were
true.
correct. But I feel like art in general, especially like music, you are constantly in it all the time. It is a career where you have to be 24/7 in it. So one way or another, I was still going to be like living it all the time. Now I just have to live it with my family as well. But it is also good because you're not alone. Like it could be pretty isolating to be focused on your job all the time by yourself. But your sisters are doing it as well. Your parents are doing it as well. Your team is doing it as well. And so you're like accompanied all the time. And we know each other extremely well because we're sisters.
Exactly. And it's very emotional work. And so connecting and having good chemistry between a band that is going to do creative work together is very, very important. So we're glad that we have that.
Yeah.
And we also have like kind of like
each other.
telepathic connection on stage as well. We just see each other and we're like, I know.
So it definitely has more pros than cons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Never mind the Gallagher brothers. It's all good. Or the Robbins brothers. Anyway, no, but it's all good.
Maybe that's the secret: brothers versus sisters. I don't know.
You wrote a song, "Automatic Sun."
Yes.
That came out for the eclipse.
Yeah.
But that was a PR gig, right? I mean, this song was just there, right?
That was a huge coincidence.
Total coincidence.
I love that all of our fans were like, that was super on purpose. They're geniuses. They see everything. And I was like, that was the most beautiful.
Now that they've mentioned this here, I got to say that they had a Patreon live chat just yesterday, and that question came up. And I guess it's because this interview just dropped now, so we had not seen this interview and then answering it. But the question came up about the Automatic Sun and the timing, and they were saying the same thing. It's like a pure coincidence. And I don't know if she's going to mention it, but I'll drop this because I don't think it's a spoilery or anything that's protected. But they also said that shot in the background on the video screen of the eclipsing sun, they didn't plan that. They were kind of surprised when it appeared. I don't know if they were surprised like during, maybe that was during sound check or something when they first saw it, but they didn't know it was going to happen until they were at that venue, and I don't know who was responsible for it, but picking that eclipse for the automatic sun was really cool. I mean, we all seen the video, and it's really iconic, and it's really neat and really cool. And everybody who reacts to it or watches it comments on, "Wow, this came out around the eclipse. Wow, that's really cool." It's just funny that they are like, total coincidence. We didn't know when it was going to come out, and we didn't even plan the eclipse thing in the back. So
That was super on purpose. They're geniuses. They see everything. And I was like, that was the most beautiful coincidence that could have happened. But it was really cool to have that just like kind of be a part of like
The release of our song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. I have almost no further questions, but there's only one left. I mean, D-Man, ¿qué más quieres?
Oh,
What's going? Is this world domination that you guys want, or is it what's going to happen with you? Where you going to be in 5 years' time?
Oh my God, that question always freaks me out. Because when we used to answer this question, it was like, where are you going to be in 5 years? And now it is like those 5 years, like it's 5 years later since people have been asking us that. So I am super like scared to think what will be happening in 5 years, because everything that we wanted has happened. Like we worked for it, and it is happening. The world tour, releasing music, connecting with people, seeing the world. It's like all
Signed
that
to a
is
label.
happening. So let's see. What are we gonna manifest this time?
No, it's you know what? It's okay, because I think it's actually totally correct what you were saying. I have to ask you this in a couple of years' time again, because then it's you know,
Yeah,
the world
we
looks
have
different
to-
for you and for everybody, because right now you're on the top of everything. It's really cool. You're
Hopefully
just-
we can be more on the top of everything. Yeah.
I would think that I think Pal mentioned it. Maybe it was Danny in one of the videos, where one of the benefits of being signed was now songs can appear in movies and that to me, as a fan, I would love to see their song or songs in a big movie, you know, something that everybody sees and everybody can hear. That would be amazing. Obviously, getting some of the big awards, like a Grammy, would be just amazing. Even a nomination would be amazing. Even though MTV is a joke, the VMAs, let them come back. Maybe Que Mas Quieres will be nominated for a VMA. And they'll actually be there as a nominee this time, not just performing. But of course, I really want them to perform again too.
It's really cool.
I will.
You're
Hopefully
just-
we can be more on the top of everything. Yes. Honestly, the plan is always just to like keep making our music, keep releasing it, and hopefully that connects with people, and hopefully it's more people each time, and that we can continue traveling the world and just having these shows just be larger and having
Everyone
people
to enjoy.
there. But that has always been the goal, and it's very heartwarming to see that we are making it happen right now. Yes.
Do you see, or could you see the possibility that, you know, you're a unit as a three-piece, and
Careful on your
connected,
pronunciation there, sir.
Obviously, can you see somebody else coming into the band, just to make, you know, a guitar, keyboard,
Permanently?
whatever?
No.
If it's like, okay, Muse.
Not permanently. Come on. They're going to do this thing where they do bring guests up and have guest performers. They did that in Teatro Metropolitan and other things. So
Just to make, you know, a guitar, keyboard, whatever. you know?
If it's like, okay, Muse does this, and
Yes.
and I think it's fantastic. Like they have somebody who deals with all like the other instruments that
extras.
they can't play because they're
At the same
right.
time.
Oh yeah, Robot does it as well. So maybe we could have somebody like
At one
that,
point,
like
yeah.
somebody who could help us out with like, instead of having like a backing track during the solo,
Yeah.
somebody could be playing the guitar.
Exactly.
But we don't have the money for it right now. Hiring musicians is expensive.
Exactly.
Buses are expensive. So right
If
now
someone wants to volunteer,
we have to make do with the
yeah, but I think the trill answer, based on what she's saying, look at how his eyes peeking over her sunglasses. I think when you boil it down, the answer is no. They don't want to bring somebody into the band as a member of the band, but they will, when they have money, bring other musicians in, which they've done. Like I said, for some of the big concerts, they've brought people in, but it's not like a permanent. You know, not a permanent. It's not like a person who's there the whole time on the stage. They come in for songs here and there. And they had that orchestra, right, at the Pepsi Center. But I think the answer to his question, he's asking somebody permanently into the band. And I think the answer is still no on that. But bringing musicians in when they can afford it to help them perform live. Yeah.
It's expensive.
Exactly.
Buses are expensive. So right
If
now,
someone was to volunteer,
we have to make do with the three of us for sure.
But maybe at one point, like in the 50-year anniversary of the wording, we could have like a whole, like a special series of our music being like with an orchestra and a metal section. And stuff.
Ándale.
You said 50 years?
Yeah, 50. No, it's a lot.
Your children will be in the band.
Oh my
okay,
God.
you're right. Okay, maybe
Yes.
let's go.
20.
No, 20 is
20 is in 10 years. No, 30.
Exactly. 30. 30.
Thirty.
There
But
we
it's
go.
surprising, you guys are in your 20s and you talking about everything's expensive and the buses and blah. How much of business women are you?
Well, we're very,
trying
I
to
mean,
be.
we've
How a lot?
had a band for 10 years. So you see a lot. And
learn a lot.
Thankfully, we have a team that like lets us be in the know. Like
Yeah.
they let us know about our business because at the end of the day, it's our band. It's also our company. And we want to have the best band and the best company that we can have, not only for us, but for the people who want to
Work in
experience
it,
it and
yeah.
work in it. So we try to know about budgets.
Good.
Yes.
Beautiful. I have one last question. Why is cake considered to be healthy in Mexico?
Is it? Is it?
I just
You
think
know
What?
that, right?
Yeah, I think we eat it a lot because we're just like, but I don't think it's
I've never
considered
had
healthy.
somebody tell me like eat cake, it's good for you.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
true
true.
for the soul.
It's a myth that was coming over. We're
Yeah.
going to consider cake healthy in Mexico. Look at that.
Wow.
But I will tell you this: it is true that we have it for breakfast. We have it for
Well, it's like
lunch, we have
pastries
it-
and stuff.
It's
But they
pastries.
do- well, I don't
no,
know.
yeah, like breakfast bread is a thing, and it's like
Yes.
full of sugar and stuff. Yes,
But I don't think we can. Yeah,
pan
uh-huh.
dulce.
Conchas.
Of
Yeah,
course,
stuff
of
like
course.
that.
No,
Oh, that's
yeah,
Rudy.
It's very common.
I've never had.
Pretty sure that was Rudy in the background. It sounded like him speaking to them.
breakfast bread is a thing, and it's like
Yes.
full of sugar and stuff.
I don't know if
Yes.
you guys can hear
But
it.
I don't think we can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pan
uh-huh.
dulce.
Conchas.
Of
Yeah.
course,
Right there.
of course.
That sounds
No,
like
yeah,
Rudy.
it's very common.
I've never had my mom be like, "Eat some cake. It's great for you." Go at it.
yeah, no. We know it's not healthy, but we just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Great. No more further questions, Your Honor. Yeah. Thank you very much for being here, for taking the time. Hasta la vista. Hasta mañana. Hasta luego.
You got it.
Perfecto.
No, I'm
Muchísimas
español.
gracias.
Sorry.
Thank you for your time and thank you for having us here.
Yes.
Muchísimas gracias a ustedes.
And how's it in?
Yeah.
Dankeschön.
Got it.
Very cool. Very, very, very cool. All right.
Thanks for being here.
Little secret I learned. I've been a reactor for a long time, not for music, but for other things. And I would always be careful to stop it before it got to the end for the recommendeds and stuff because it's not a great look. Just dawned on me if I click loop, then it'll come back to the beginning of the video. Anyway, that was a great interview. I love seeing a more recent interview. I haven't seen one in a long time. Like I said, I was in the live chat yesterday, so in a way, it's kind of an interview, but it's with fans. But seeing the press interview and them being who they are, of course, which is when, and you learn this from more of the intimate stuff, the stuff that's on their YouTube channel that's publicly available, you know, their vlogs and things. When they're working, let's say working, which this is part of working for them. They are meet and greets, interviews, on stage. That's all working for them. They are the smiliest, happiest, most energetic people in the world. But they always say, you know, and they are in other times too. I'm not saying they aren't, but you know, they talk about how the drain is on the work schedule and the drain on the touring and stuff, and how tired they are, and they're always tired and exhausted. But they always manage to turn it on. They're really good at that. They're great performers, not just musically, but they really know how to be stars, you know? They know when they have to turn it on, and I love that about them. And not that I'm going to try to compare myself at all, but in my work, I am not a very social person. I don't like speaking to people and things like that. I don't like being a focus of attention or anything like that. But and I'm not going to go into like these things they did where they sent us at work through these things that classify your personality traits and stuff. But one of the things that I kind of relate to them with is that when I'm in situations like that where I have to turn it on and have to be And this is it too. The YouTube thing is it too, where you have to turn it on. And I understand where they're coming from, is what I'm trying to say. Their stuff is far bigger than me. And I don't know that I could handle what they handle. They're incredibly strong. But I understand how you can switch it on and be a performer, you know, and then you're just back to your normal life and you're like, oh man. But yeah, they're great people. Again, continue to be. And I learned a few new things in this one. I also put some things together that I already knew, but I just didn't put together. But I learned about how they actually recorded the songs at various points. I thought they had maybe gotten together and done the whole album, or at least a big chunk of it, in one studio session, but they were recording for the album individually. I didn't know that. I knew they were writing individually and creating the songs in between. I didn't know they were actually recording them. So that was cool. And like I said, I probably did know that. I just didn't click with my brain. I probably heard it before or could have figured it out. And the whole keep me fed thing. So I'm curious about that. They'll have to find it. They'll have to look for it, I think Pao said. What does that mean? Like I said, I think it means it's not straight keep me fed in lyrics, that it's something else. It's not going to be like error where you have to like decode binary. I don't think that's the case. But it could be another language. Or maybe, no, it wouldn't be something silly like a code in the lyrics. But I'm just curious by that statement. That is a funky statement. So anyway, what do you guys think? What did you think of this interview? I'm sure you watched it already, I hope, before you saw my reaction to it. But if you watched it with me or you watched it on your own, what do you think? Amazing as always. Love these ladies, love this band, love all the people around them, their family, their crew. Love the fans. I love the TWA. I love you guys as well. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.